Thanks for coming, guys. Today I'm going to talk about something that is very close to my heart, and that is the New York Rangers. Now, I know it might seem kind of maybe counterintuitive for me to stand up here and try to tell you should be a fan of a particular hockey team, but I think in this case, that kind of thinking, it's counterintuitive to what I'm trying to tell you. So what makes the Rangers a great team? The first thing is power. Raw power. The Rangers this season had an unprecedented playoff run in which they put down rivals who they never should have beaten. Now, it was unexpected, and if you asked me in October if they'd be playing for the Stanley Cup in June, I would have laughed. But because of the power that they were able to harness, they took a deep run that other teams really they couldn't harness that same kind of grit that brought them to the Stanley Cup final. The other thing that makes the Rangers a fantastic team is history. Now, how can you really say that a sports franchise has meaningful history? In the case of the Rangers, they absolutely have meaningful history. And that's because that history goes back nearly 100 years, before the NHL was even a professional sports league. Now, admittedly, that history is a little checkered. They have only 4 championships in almost 100 years of professional play. But that makes those championships so much more special when they do happen, like the most recent one did in 1994. The other thing that makes the Rangers a fantastic team to follow is their rich tradition. This is the Rangers championship team from 1940. Now, before 1994, that was the most recent championship they've won. But Rangers fans know that this tradition is what makes us such a strong fan base, and what makes the Rangers so exciting to watch. One of the things that every fan can relate to is the extent to which we're all woven into the fabric of the rich Rangers tradition as fans and as players. Now, one of the things that really makes the Rangers especially cool as sports franchises go is the sense of community you get from being a Rangers fan. When I go to a Rangers game, I don't just go with my dad or my friends or my mom and my girlfriend. I go with 18,000 of my closest friends. We all sit together, we all scream and yell together, and when the Rangers score, we lose our minds. It's a great feeling of belonging, and I think it's really one of those things that's kind of unique to a lot of New York sports teams, where you have generations of fandom that are passed down from father to son or daughter to mother. One of the other great tenets of Rangers fandom is the character of the team. Now here we have Marty St. Louis. He's 38 years old. He's on his last legs as an NHL player. On Mother's Day, which is in the middle of the playoffs, his mom died. Now, a lot of players would have taken the next day off. Not Marty St. Louis. He scored the winning goal 2 days later against the Montreal Canadiens. Now, if that doesn't demonstrate incredible character, I don't know what does. Finally, another part of the fantastic things, one of the real pillars of what makes the Rangers such a great team is grit. The Rangers don't just play hockey. They play like they're never going to play again. They're tough, they're strong, and they don't take any shit from anyone. Now, here you can see Dan Girardi is telling Scott Hartnell how he feels about his recent play. This is just a small encapsulation of the kind of thing you'll see as a Rangers fan at nearly every game. Excitement, loyalty, teammates standing up for each other. And finally, there's what really, really makes the Rangers a distinctive and fantastic team. And it also constitutes what we call in business school a competitive advantage, and I guess a profit center. And that is Henrik Lundqvist, the Rangers' star goalie. Drafted in 2004 at the age of 16 from the Swedish Elite League, Henrik Lundqvist brings to the table a kind of agility and athletic foresight that few athletes can harness. Now, what really sets Henrik apart from other goaltenders and other Rangers players is his preternatural ability to kind of hoist the whole game on his back and generate a win. Now, that's something you can't teach. The best thing about Henrik, though, is that he's a Ranger for life. Henrik recently signed an 8-year, $64 million contract, which, barring an unlikely trade, means that Henrik will be a Ranger until the final day he plays. That, in my opinion, is enough to bring me to the games to 2024 and beyond. Henrik is our best chance for a championship, and he really encapsulates all of the best things about being a Ranger: tenacity, grit, character, and caring for his teammates. Moreover, off the ice, he's a great ambassador for the Rangers brand. So the sum of all of this, when you kind of bring it all together and say, why should I be a Rangers fan? If you're not moved by these things, then you probably shouldn't watch hockey in the first place, and that's okay. Those aren't the people I'm trying to convince. But if you do watch hockey, and you like all of these things, then you should be a New York Rangers fan. Oh yeah, hold on.
Exactly 5 minutes.